There is no such thing as a ceasefire that grants Israel freedom of action. A ceasefire means a complete halt to hostilities by air, land, and sea. Let the Israelis and everyone else understand this. Remaining on Lebanese territory is impossible. There will be no Israeli security zones on Lebanese soil.
On camera, Hezbollah's chief appears to issue a deadly warning to Israeli forces operating in Lebanon. Hezbollah says there will be no Israeli security zone in Lebanon, openly challenging a ceasefire seen as favoring Israel. The Iran-backed group draws a hard red line: no demolitions, no advances, no exceptions. Hezbollah makes a major declaration as Iran holds firm on Lebanon during the Swiss talks.
There is no such thing as a ceasefire that grants Israel freedom of action. A ceasefire means a complete halt to hostilities by air, land, and sea. It means no demolitions, no consolidation of its presence in the occupied areas, and no further advances in preparation for the withdrawal, which should take place according to a rapid, time-bound schedule. There can be no gains for Israel under such an arrangement. There is only one principle: anyone seeking an agreement with Israel must base it on mutual security and the deployment of the Lebanese army to the south of the Litani River. Anything short of that is unacceptable. Let the Israelis and everyone else understand this. Remaining on Lebanese territory is impossible. There will be no Israeli security zones on Lebanese soil. Any ceasefire under the title of a comprehensive halt to aggression is something we are already committed to, if it happens, but we will not accept any violation of it. Any violation will be confronted. Any violation will be fought. Any violation will be dealt with in whatever way we deem appropriate. I call on the Lebanese authorities to benefit from the Memorandum of Understanding process. Look at the honorable people in Iran. Go and fix out your situation with Iran, you political authority. Fix your relationship with Iran. Even the United States is fixing its situation with Iran. All Arab countries are adjusting their relations with Iran. What are you? What kind of people are you? You are still standing aside, behind the rest. Why? Sort it out. Catch up at the right time, because this is a source of strength for you. No one will take anything away from your path.
Iran draws red line in Switzerland, making Lebanon the key test for any broader diplomatic breakthrough. Iran sets conditions as it warns talks cannot move forward while fighting continues across Lebanon. Iranian negotiator declares Lebanon the central issue, overshadowing every other topic at the talks.
Naturally, if this does not materialize with respect to Lebanon, one of the key fronts on which the end of the war must be declared, then subsequent issues will certainly not be negotiated.
As diplomats push for breakthrough, the Lebanon dispute remains the biggest obstacle to progress. Israeli Defense Minister says troops will remain in place despite growing international pressure. Netanyahu also vows Israel will remain committed to its Lebanon deployment for the foreseeable future.
We will remain in the security zone in southern Lebanon for as long as necessary to protect the residents of the north who are dear to us and the citizens of the entire country. As Prime Minister of Israel, I firmly insist on this, and nothing will change it.
Amid tussle, Turkey's foreign minister warns regional tensions could still derail the fragile peace effort underway.
Regarding this trip, there are a few essential points I would like to mention, which I will provide the interpretation later. The first point is that the most important issue is the implementation of Clause 13 of the Memorandum of Understanding, namely, the necessary prerequisites for discussions on the memorandum's clauses. Those prerequisites consist of 5 items: Clauses 1, 4, 5, 10, and 11. Clause 1 is the end of the war on all fronts. Clause 4 is the lifting of the siege. Clause 5 is the opening of the strait. Clause 10 is a temporary waiver of sanctions on oil and its derivatives, and Clause 11 is a release of Iran's blocked assets. Regarding Clause 1, which was the main topic of today's discussions in both bilateral and multilateral meetings, and continues to be emphasized even as the main session is underway, the issue of Lebanon was highlighted above all else. Naturally, if this does not materialize with respect to Lebanon, one of the key fronts on which the end of the war must be declared, then subsequent issues will certainly not be negotiated. This emphasis was made by the Iranian delegation and, personally, by the head of the delegation, Dr. Kalibov. Fortunately, through the follow-ups that are being carried out, we will see the results by the end of today's session. Experts also address other clauses in side meetings. The Qatari delegation was present to discuss Clause 11 and the release of Iranian assets. Its executive arrangements were discussed and are still being followed up on after the main meeting regarding Clause 11. Additionally, regarding Clause 10 and the matter of temporary sanctions waivers for oil and derivatives, the final draft has been completed, and we will soon witness the issuance of these waivers and temporary exemptions.
In the past year, we embarked on 2 massive operations with Roaring Lion. We embarked on these operations to ward off the threat of immediate destruction from the evil regime in Iran, and had we not acted, they would already possess atomic bombs and would have used them. I promise here, over your grave, Yoni, and I promise you, citizens of Israel, the state of Israel will not be a passing episode in the history of our people. We stand firm on our vital interests. We have achieved great accomplishments, and we will not give them up. We will remain in the security zone in southern Lebanon for as long as necessary to protect the residents of the north who are dear to us, and the citizens of the entire country. As Prime Minister of Israel, I firmly insist on this, and nothing will change it. And regarding Iran, whatever the political developments may be, I will not allow Iran to arm itself with nuclear weapons. As long as I am the Prime Minister of Israel, this will not happen. To this sacred purpose, I have dedicated my life since your fall, Yoni.
As Donald Trump and Masoud Pezeshkian traded threats in public, the Swiss talks quickly descended into confusion, with negotiators struggling to keep the process on track. On June 21st, Pezeshkian bluntly insisted that Iran would never abandon uranium enrichment, restating one of Tehran's central red lines in front of the world. The president claimed Washington had effectively reversed course and accepted Iran's nuclear rights, portraying the memorandum as a victory for Tehran's position. After Pezeshkian's speech, Trump fired back by threatening the Iranian president to watch his mouth, escalating the rhetoric just as the Swiss round was beginning. Trump then went further, saying Pezeshkian better shape up, or we will take over the rest of the country, a line that rattled diplomats and enraged officials in Tehran. Separately, the US president demanded that Iran rein in Hezbollah or face new strikes, tying the fate of the talks directly to the battlefield in Lebanon. That warning reportedly sent shockwaves through the first round of Swiss negotiations, with some participants questioning whether the process could survive such public threats. Iran's parliament speaker Bagher Ghalibaf responded by warning that Washington must be careful with its words, framing Trump's comments as both provocative and counterproductive. Iran's top negotiator reiterated that the country's armed forces remain ready to respond if needed, linking military posture to the tone and direction of the US president's threats.